Hi, I'm Mark Converse with Site Supply.
Buzz Kuntz, Kuntz Construction, Pickerington, Ohio.
Hi, and we were just going to talk a little bit about the types of silt fence that are available and the types that we're seeing used in the field. And Buzz, tell me a little bit about what you do and the business you're in.
Primarily, Mark, we deal basically in the erosion and sediment control. We will do items such as the sediment fence you see here. We do the slope protections, all the straw blankets. We build barriers, install and maintain inlet bags, both street inlets and yard drains as well. We do seeding and hydro seeding. Okay. So basically we probably do 20 or 25 type items having to do with the storm and rainwater
all of
runoffs.
You're seeing more and more now.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay, what we're going to do is show you the different sizes of silt fence. So there's many different types out there. Just so you know what they are. This is a 24-inch, a 30-inch, a 36-inch, and that's a 36-inch orange. The 36-inch orange is more common, in this area?
I think so. You're seeing more in the where the developers are building the subdivision type development. They like it because obviously it's very, very bright. That helps when you have the larger, heavy equipment running on the sites. The authorities, as far as when I say authorities, the inspecting arms, they're able to see it. They can see it, at least at that point. You've got it on site,
right.
And it saves them, I think, a lot of time and trouble as well. The more and more I work with it, the more and more it's being requested. So okay. I think that's going to be your hot item here in the future.
This I'll mention too, the stakes. Typically, a High Department of Transportation will say a 2-inch by 2-inch nominal, which ends up being about 1 5/8 inches by 1 5/8 inches. Typically, they're an oak stake. And Buzz, what is this silt fence here?
This is the monster fence, I call it, or our guys call it. They kind of want to call off when I say we have one of these jobs, for obvious reasons. Big, bulky, wiry. I got a disposition of probably a mad bull. Wire backed, 36-inch
show the wire
fabric.
In it.
Right, and it's great. You're seeing a lot of this type fence on. I think we mentioned earlier Walmart's, Lowe's stores. Engineers are specking in it. It does a great job. It's bulky to work with. Much more expensive than any of the others you see here. But obviously it'll take a good beating as well. One of the headaches with it is once you have it in there, and if you do have to do maintenance, it ends up being a lot of hand work. So it's costly to buy, costly to put in, and costly to maintain. But again, once it's in there, your client would hope that you're not going to have to fool with it much.
Right.
So
it seems like you see it on specifications from engineers out of state. It seems more
so, more of a national, I think, type
item,
outside our region per se.
Okay. Well, what we'll do next now, we're going to go to a job site and we're going to watch Buzz put some silt fence in with his crew, and we'll talk a little bit about the proper way to install the silt fence. There's different types of equipment that can be used, but basically there's one good way to make sure that it's in, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay, Mark, as we mentioned earlier, we would be headed to the field. Show a little bit of a demo as to what we're putting in, how we're putting it in. And this location is south of Columbus in the Grove City area. It's a large subdivision just getting started. So to proceed, we showed you the 30-inch orange fence. I'm sorry, 36-inch orange fence earlier. And again, very popular because of its high visibility, among other things. I think the larger fence is a little easier to work with as well compared to the smaller types. So with that in mind, we go to the machine that we typically use, which is we found the most versatile type of machine, the 751 Bobcat with tracks on the drive. We use that along with a trencher attachment, and that pretty much gets us about anywhere we need to go.
Hi, it's Mark Converse again with Buzz. And Buzz, where are you going to run the fence now in this on the grounds here?
Well, typically the developer, which may be a developer or a commercial entity, typically they like as much room as they can get for their operations. In a sense of site grading, we'll try to hug as far away from that operation as possible. When we get into the larger tree line here, the rule of thumb is to stay at the drip line to protect the sovereignty of the trees.
Okay.
And sometimes it's crampy for the developer types to do that, but again, they're also environmentally minded, and so they work with that program as well. So we're probably going to starting this wooded area, or a highly weeded area here, and then we'll kind of meander over that way into the edge of the drip line there.
And we follow the contours of the ground, right?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a creek.
And we have a small run. I'm not sure the name of the run per se, but there is one there. And again, we're probably going to be staying away from it because of following the drip line.